Well, we are in chapter 14 on the peaceful practices. And let me very quickly again go through this was the slides from 1 month ago, which I realized that I actually use this animation, but at a time when we wasn't using Zoom, the animation didn't really come out. So let's quickly review again where we are now on the Lotus Sutra. Using pictorial forms to go through again very quickly. So this is in the introduction of the Lotus Sutra. Is where we see this bright light from the Buddha's eyebrow coming out and then expressing to us the vows, the very pure and clean stage, the pure land kind of feeling. And it's very amazing and very broad and pure. But actually, no one really understands what Buddha is saying. That suddenly he just began speaking, and all these wondrous people didn't really understand. So one person came forward, and that we all know that Sariputta came forward and then asked the Buddha, why does the Buddha suddenly begin praising the Buddha's mind, and then the Buddha what does it suddenly begin praising, and then why is this all about? Of course, before this, there is the Bodhisattva Manjushri, Bodhisattva Maitreya, the conversation that brought all the eagerness to listen. And then, so Sariputta came forward and asked the Buddha 3 times, and Buddha stopped 3 times. And then at the end, saying that, since you have already asked 3 times, so now speak. And then you've also seen the 5,000 disciples that stood up and left, but all is okay. And then from then onwards, we see Sariputta. We see the parables of the burning house. And then later on, we have more and more disciples coming forward and then receive prediction of Buddhahood. And then more and more realize at the end, more and more people are being predicted for Buddhahood, including the top capacity, the middle capacity, lower capacity, and learn and unlearn, learn and still learning. And then even at the end, not yet, but no, 500 disciples, 1,200 disciples, everyone actually is capable of attaining Buddhahood as long as we have the Buddha Dharma in our heart. And then at this stage, the Buddha shares the emergence of the treasure tower, where he invited the Buddha in the past, the many treasure Buddha that came to support him sharing the Lotus Sutra, say that this is the Lotus Sutra and I'm here to listen and to support that this is right, this is the true Dharma of what all Buddhas are saying. And then from then, you see the very big picture, the whole beautiful tower that is all in our hearts. We all have it. And then from there, then Buddha suddenly says, even Devadatta can attain Buddhahood. And then we suddenly realize that it's so difficult. I mean, even an evil person like him, there's all dark from the surround, all dark outside. How can he attain Buddhahood? But then Buddha is saying that actually every sentient being has the very pure innate nature that is that yellow dot inside, but it's buried very deep within, like the gem, that the treasure that's hidden in our clothes that we didn't realize, but it's there. It's always there within everybody. Of course, it's hard to believe when the dragon maiden or the daughter of the dragon king came forward. Many people still accept and cannot believe. But then when she had a turn of the body, transform and then go to the spotless kingdom and then begin helping sentient beings and then becoming a bodhisattva. And then everyone realized, indeed, all kinds of sentient beings, everyone, no matter evil from the outlook or compassionate from the outlook, all the same, it's all equal, all have the Buddha nature. And then we come to chapter of encouraging devotion, that now that we all know that we all have Buddha nature, the Buddha now asks, this now is soon going to pass into nirvana. Who would like to carry forward, to uphold the sutra and continue? And so the bodhisattvas, many of the bodhisattvas came forward, make vows. Some of them, of course, making vows to go to the other land and not staying over here. but here is too difficult. The samsara world, full of suffering, too difficult. So after the encouraging devotion, that all of the sutras are making vows to come forward, and then now Bodhisattva Manjushri came forward and asked on behalf of all the disciples that know that all the Bodhisattvas have made a vow continue the continue the work, to continue the Buddha's work in the future, in this samsara world. Of course, there will be difficulties. We can ask on behalf of every one of them. So how do we practice on this path that we can be peaceful, so that we can be, so that we don't need so much difficulty? So that's where we reach the difficulty on the peaceful practice that the Buddha now teaches us. What are the things that we should take note of? Okay, so all about the now Bodhisattva's mandatory help us to ask what's the peaceful practices. This is like how do we lead? From now we have the vow, how do we go back to our the inner core, the Buddha nature that we all have? So now Buddha lays the path for all of us to walk on. This is the peaceful practices that I like a guidance to all of us. So we are now already more than halfway through the chapter on the peaceful practices. In fact, we already there's the four peaceful practices that we know, and in fact, the whole sutra, this whole chapter has you see the four different poetic poem-like segments. Four, one for each of the different peaceful practices for the body, for the mouth, for the mind, and for the vow. So we are already on the third, and already reviewing because every time when we okay. So again, we know that we have been talking about the body, the mind, the mouth, and where we want to go. So this is on the peaceful practices, and for these past few days, the master has been sharing a lot on the Buddha bathing day, the Buddha bathing ceremony that everywhere around the world is holding, and it's so amazing. I mean, even from Taiwan, seeing everywhere so vibrant. I had the kind of feeling that the whole city feeling, the whole soul, it's all back. I don't know, 2 years ago, when we were in the midst of that Wu Mingfeng, in the midst of all this untrue discussion on web and so on and so forth. That year, the Buddha building ceremony was simple and toned down. But this year, we have seen everywhere vibrant again, and I think, and even in the Zhongzhen Jiniantang in Taiwan, Taipei, we see the 400, 500 monastics, all the masters and venerables coming forward to grace the occasion. And when I see it, I always felt it's so amazing and so touched. So many venerables supporting our masters, supporting the whole city, what we are doing, and then pray together for the whole world. That affinity is really amazing, and it's all from what all our brothers and sisters, what all we have done, and then that made all this possible. So I think we all have seen these few days from what we have, what around the world we have done. Of course, Philippines, I must have mentioned it many times. It's a really amazing sudden transformation of the so-called the formation. It's amazing, and then seeing. I think what's really amazing about Philippines is months before that they are Catholic country. This is in Marikina of Philippines. They are a Catholic country, yet their Buddha bathing ceremony is so grand, and everyone and so disciplined, and everyone they are one, step by step, 绕佛绕法, so neat, so disciplined. Everyone so one single heart to learn from the Buddha, and we also seen from Dai News that one of them sharing that although I'm a Catholic, but as Catholics, we have learned so much from the Buddha, and we pay homage to the Buddha, and believing that the world will become a better one. I think from here, it's the thought is that really everyone is equal. All religion is equal. As long as we have the true Dharma in our heart. I think here we're no longer talking about Buddha's Dharma, but the true Dharma. That as long as it's true Dharma, 正法, as long as 正法, and not just 佛法, it's 正法, true Dharma, as long as it's true Dharma in everyone's heart. Whether it's Catholics, whether it's Christians, whether it's Muslim, it's all the same. It's the same heart, the same vow. When we go out to help people, the feeling is the same because we are all people. We're all human. We all have the good nature, the Buddha nature, the Allah nature. It's all the same. It's the same. We all have the kind of good nature. And then the feeling is everyone will have the same feeling. So I once heard a phrase that religion, when it goes to its utmost, is no religion. When it's all the same, when it's just vows, when it's just what we should do, when it's just our the 本分事, all the things that we should do as a people, as a human being, we should love every one of us, everyone else. So it's that same feeling that we have seen everywhere in the world in this Buddha burial ceremony. Be it different religions, all the same. In Africa as well, their situation is also very difficult. On the day of Buddha bathing, it's raining very heavily, and they were thinking, and all our African volunteers have traveled very far, maybe walking, and maybe on the day all volunteers are worried, but the people can come because it's raining very heavily. But people together on time and even earlier they reached, and they have almost over 300 people gathered together, all local Africans, and they and then they depicted the Sutra acceptation, the Sutra of Infinite Meaning. This year, they already the third chapter that's on the 10 merits, right? And 2 years ago, 2015, they on the Buddha Burial ceremony itself also they did the first chapter on the chapter of virtue, and then last year they did expounding of Dharma. This year they did the 10 merits, and so this year they completed the whole Gongxiu, the whole practice on and the whole learning of the Sutra of Infinite Meanings. Year after year, they have completed. No, I'm so touched. It's a country so far away, a language they just have to translate 2 or 3 times in order to understand, and then reading from just the subtitles and through the book sharings. Then each of their meetings, each of their committee meetings, they will always hold a short segment of sharing on the sutra. So I also see how they accumulated. I think accumulation is the important point here. That it's not 1 day or 2 days of very grand camps that we will learn a lot, but it's every day's accumulation that they accumulated the 3 years. But through these 3 years of accumulation, they have completed the whole Sutra of Infinite Meanings. I think this is kind of learning. There's non-stop, 无间修, 无干修, 无余修. They non-stop, lossless, always learning, forever and forever, no non-stopping kind of learning that the volunteers in Africa have done it, and that's really great. And then we also seen in their PowerPoint that it's a lot. They have a lot of 慈青, the youth, and even 慈少, the teenagers. They're still in secondary school, but they are like 师姑师伯. They are MC for this Buddha burial ceremony. They are leading the whole adaptation learning, and then it's Chinese and Africans together, all together, and then so young. This is still high school, I think, or just university, but he's the MC of the Buddha burial ceremony. Such a grand occasion, but they are already taking up such a responsibility. I think this is how we should how we should guide it, and in fact lead and let youngsters have this chance to learn. You see, it's all 慈少 coming forward. So really, I realized that for us, for youth, You have to give them responsibilities, give them the chance to do it. They have to treat them like adults, and they will become an adult. It's like this. If you treat them like a student, like someone still learning, like a participant, then they will just be a participant and just be a student, be a and they will not have the compassion to come forward. But while we keep teaching them to come forward, to do, to become a volunteer, to hold up the responsibility, to carry a mission, but yet we are just taking them as a participant, then they won't do it. So for youth, give them the mission, give them the responsibility, and you realize that they will shine. They can really do it. Give them the chance to learn. So so that's what I see from Africa. They have done it, and then actually in Malaysia, we have done it too. So later I have some photos for that, and I was really very touched too. But I want to share about this this picture. This is 慈地师姐, our African volunteer commissioner over there, and then at the end of the Buddha wedding ceremony, suddenly see her running very fast. But actually, we all know actually she used to be using crutches because her knees. She's already quite old already, and with her the size of her body, it's very taxing on the knee, and so and so she has been using crutches. But that day, she was running, running very fast under the rain, trying to catch up the bus because we have a group of 20 over volunteers from Swaziland that came to, they didn't manage to attend the Buddha Bayung ceremony, but they attended the rehearsal because they want to come and learn how to hold a Buddha Bayung ceremony. And then when they go back, they will hold their own Buddha Bayung ceremony. So they come to learn, to intern in a sense. And then, but because they have to quickly go back to Swaziland, if not, you'll be very late at night already. So they boarded the bus and it was about to leave. And then we see City Sujie starting begins running. And what was she holding on her hand? And well, she made jaka, a kind of cake that kind of a Swaziland home specialty cake that and cities make some for them to bring on their journey back home and have something to eat. And they were all very very happy. Wow, this jaka! And then they're all very very happy. And then you know, they kind of scene you see like a mother running running so fast, but the knee actually hurting a lot. But just hoping that the these volunteers, it's like her kids, um, will have something to eat on the journey. When I see this, I realize I think what I felt is this is really the 慈济魂, the soul, the spirits of 慈济, the kind of love and that you actually forgot about your own pain and then just do it, and then loving all our Dharma brothers and sisters, and in fact all sentient beings in the same way. Just making some cakes, and it touches everyone's heart. And it just reminds me that sometimes I realize that sometimes on my side, on myself, sometimes I find that while doing Tzu it becomes just a routine task. It becomes just following a roster. It becomes just, well, my city zuzang says I have to do this. And so there's these activities. So I go and attend activities. So I go and finish the task that, no, today our our community is in charge of cooking for this camp. So I'm there to cook for everyone. If one day we suddenly feel that the kind of feeling begin to emerge on our mind, that we are just following a roster, then we must quickly catch back again, because we are actually slowly losing the spirit of city, the kind of really loving people. So check on our mind if we are already um, losing that spirit. But all our brothers and sisters around us are reminding us of that spirit every time. when we receive that love from all our brothers and sisters. So that's this again something that touches me a lot. And then of course we come to somewhere nearer, in Malaysia. Um, I think this is very amazing too. If I'm not wrong, the coin is can move, right? It's in the coin dropping into the bamboo bank through this whole picture. It's an active one. It's really amazing how such a formation is possible. And then again, we also see youths coming forward, so vibrant and so active, so passionate. You see lives, you see hope in the future. Our teachings, and when I see this PPT, I was really amazed too that teachings going into the university to share to students in general on Buddha bathing ceremony and inviting students, everyone to come together. And this is really good. This is really good. This is really a teaching. It's not just a CCA or a core curricular activity, a society, a kind of group in the school. But they are taking on responsibilities together with all the Sibo, and then be really like the pure stream in the school and share with the general students. And that this is really a good thing, and inviting everyone to come together. I think this is really good, and I really commend because in Taiwan I'm also helping and taking care of the teaching over here, and I think in Malaysia you have done it, and there's so much we can learn from you. Again, we need to cultivate the youth, the younger generations, because they're all together, so that the whole spirit can continue. And we have also seen that although just now the whole picture, the whole ceremony is very solemn and beautiful, but actually, yeah, behind it is a difficult day, and we also worry over here from Taiwan. But from what we've seen, it was raining heavily over there, and then the whole grass was all flooded, and then and then when we see all the brothers and sisters kneeling down using this sponges to soak up the water, we thought it's just amazing. I mean, how do you use a sponge to soak up all the water of a football field? But must also say this, when you have the will, there's a way, and Malaysia have really done it. All the people just using sponges, and then you really dried up the land just using a sponge. That's amazing. That's really amazing. So when we have the will, when we are all in the same direction, when we all have the same heart, we can do it, and we can really make the world a better place when we have the strength. And this is depicted from what you have done. It's really amazing. And in another part of Malaysia, Shillong, it's also an amazing formation. The sun and the moon always rotating, which reminds me of the poem that the master written just a few days ago on the 17th. I like this one a lot. I tried to translate it into English. I hope it can depict the whole feeling that the sky, being equal, is always covering. The land being equal, always supporting anything that's on land. The sun and the moon being equal, always illuminating a world. Nirvana being equal, no differentiating saint or ordinary, all the same. Our hearts being equal, no competing. High or low, no differentiating. You and I don't know, when I see this, I was like the heart is so open, so wide, and so illuminating. The sun, the moon, always shining every day, no matter what happened, no matter how sad or down or difficult or how dark is your day. The sun is always there, the moon is always there, and it just illuminates the world every day, every time. Not no no ex no exceptions. The sky always covering, the land always supporting. If we can have the kind of heart, who is enemy? Who is the others? No, it's all the same family. It's just everyone is us. There's only us. There's no others. There's only us. It's all the same. Everyone's together, and It's all the same, no differentiating between the saint and ordinary, because we all have the Buddha nature. It's all equal. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And then this is another point that these few days must have been repeating also, that when we see others being praised, what is generating your heart? Oh, this three is what I've thought out of, which I myself sometimes have. So I have this kind of situation that I thought. So 1, 2, 3. Which kind of it are you? Are us? When we see others being praised, is it one? Okay, only ma. Where got so good? Or two? I just can't be like them. I'm just not there yet. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I'm just not so good. Everyone is so good. I'm just not there yet. Is it? Or three? I must work harder. We must work harder. Let's win them next time. So which one? 1, 2, 3. Which one are you? Well, I'm personally mostly two. I always feel sad when I see other people being praised. I feel like, why is it not me being praised? The kind of feeling. But as it says, really, we should rejoice. Rejoice in another's merit. I think this word rejoice is really a great word. It's rejoy. Rejoy. People is enjoy. And for us, we rejoy. We have the same joy, experience the same joy, and be in the same joy together with them. So rejoy, 随喜功德. And when we can do that, there's no such thing as jealousy, because when people is happy, when people done good things, we are enjoy. And nowadays I just keep reminding myself that rejoy, repeat the joy of other people, and when I do that, I realize there's no more the feeling that I'm not so good, and just rejoy. And I think this kind of feeling is very open. It's very open, that there's no such thing as and as I must win them next time. That no, when I see the other countries, the ceremony is so good, and we're thinking that we must win them. We must have more people. We must have more beautiful. Of course, that's good. But if we are thinking about winning other people and not just becoming better, the only competition is always we only compete with ourselves. We don't compete with others. So we don't think about winning others, but we think about how to becoming better. So the heart is just different, because when we think about winning others, we no longer can rejoice in other people's merit. But we think about becoming better, and when other people also becoming better, and then the joy just keep circling, and everyone is in joy. That's just a good heart. Right? So rejoice, good thing. And then another point, third point that I've seen Master repeating these 2 days is in this phrase that, for example, this is from the Sutra. It says that if there are monks, nuns, laymen, or laywomen who seek to become either voice hearers or seek to become the Pratyeka Buddhas, the solitary realizer, or seek the Bodhisattva's way, in no matter what path they walk, one must not trouble them by causing them to have doubt or regrets. And then I quickly reflect on myself. Have I ever caused people to regret or doubt on their path of doing Tzu? Have we ever caused people to have doubt or regrets? And I reflect. There are a few phrases that sometimes generate from my heart that I realize that can cause doubt or regrets to people. For example, this one. This was shared by Master that during back in Taiwan there was a period of time when people keep saying that when you go and help others, you're actually going against the law of cause and retribution. That the people that's now suffering, they are just they are receiving their retribution because they have done bad things for the past. So you must let them receive the retribution. If not, their karma cannot be cleared. If we go and help them, they did not receive their retribution, then they will receive retribution later time. Or things like that. This kind of logic that we are actually going against the law of cause and retribution by helping others. People are saying, it actually causes a lot of discussion, and many people were thinking that, oh yeah, so we shouldn't help people because they are receiving a retribution. If we go against the law of cause and retribution, we are going against nature. We cannot go against nature. Some people are thinking about this, but actually, this is wrong. This is wrong logic. Think about it. The law of cause and retribution is like physics. It's like science. It's like the law of nature. It's always there. We cannot change the law of nature. For example, when you see a person falling, we give the person a hand to to lift him up. Do we ask ourselves, why are we going against gravity? We are going against gravity. We cannot go against gravity. Do we ask ourselves that? No, because it doesn't really matter. The gravity just goes by itself. It always pulls us downward to the earth, but it doesn't stop us from helping someone, stand up on their feet. Why does it matter that gravity is pulling? In the same way, the cause and retribution it works by itself. It's the truth. It's always working, but it doesn't mean that we cannot plant another cause, another good seed that generates good retribution for that person, right? It doesn't stop anything, and we cannot change a person's law of a person's law of cause and retribution. We cannot change a person's karma, but we can plant our own karma, and then influence, and then combines with that person's karma, and the whole everything's karma just becomes better because of what we have done. So the karma is still not changed. It's still working its magic. The karma is still working its magic. It's doing the same thing, but because now we are planting the good karma, so everything becomes better, and that is from the karmic's law. It's not changed. It's still there. We are not going against the karma. We're just following, in fact. And so doing good is not going against karma, and you cannot go against karma. In fact, you cannot change. It's always there. You can plant good karma, of course. Yeah. And there's another thinking that sometimes obstruct on our path. They say something like compassion is wisdom. That sometimes we think that we're helping people, but actually we are causing more trouble to the people. Compassion is wisdom. And then if the next part we are thinking is, yeah, I don't have much wisdom. Maybe I should just mind my own business. It's not, I keep thinking I'm helping people, but actually I'm just causing more trouble. Maybe I'm just not there yet. Maybe I should just mind my own business. If this is the thoughts that's generated from our hearts, we often have the kind of thinking that when we see a beggar on the street, and then we remind ourselves that, oh, compassion is wisdom. Compassion is wisdom. So I must use my wisdom. No, is he cheating me or is he fake? No, should I give him my coin? No, we had all these kind of thoughts coming in, thinking that we are using wisdom and so on and so forth. Actually, what I think is wisdom and compassion are the same thing. Compassion going to the utmost, going to the very end, is wisdom. When we are thinking about whether he's cheating me or whether he's fake, our compassion shrinks. Our compassion shrinks. We're no longer really thinking about compassion. But if we are compassionate enough, even if the person, his intention was to try to cheat, to us it's all the same. We just want to love the person. From our gesture, from the way we talk to the person, the way we greet good morning to the person, maybe suddenly he just changed his mind that he no longer want to cheat on us, and so on and so forth. We planted that good seeds in his mind already, just from our action. When our compassion is big enough, when it's boundless, when it's infinite, that is wisdom. That's wisdom. So if we use wisdom to obstruct our compassion, then that is there's really again another thought that is obstruction is becoming obstruction on our path of the bodhisattva path. So so when we remind ourselves, open heart, pure intention, and if we keep thinking that is he cheating me, is he fake, that is not pure intention. Is not really pure. It's not really open heart. So Xin Kuan Nian Sun, I think master's word for this is really helps us a lot. And then think about it again. There's also people that says that think about it. We are all drowning in water. We are all just ordinary beings. We are all drowning with other people the same. We are all drowning in water. We can't even save ourselves. How do we save others? We're drowning in water. How do we pull other people out of water when we are also in water? This is again another logic that make us think that maybe we shouldn't go and help people. But is it right? Think about it again. When we swim, when we need to learn to swim, we need to jump into the water, right? We cannot just read the books and then stand on the land on our feet and then imagining how to swim. We actually need to jump into the water in order to learn to swim, and then we can become a lifesaver to help person, right? So we need to jump into the water, to jump into the mud, become a lotus. We need to be in this world. We need to help someone. So this is what we should think, and then and in that way we won't obstruct our mind. So this is just portions of what masters have been sharing on the peaceful practices of the mind. That do not let jealousy, do not let our heart restrained by our own the kind of different kinds of logic that is stopping us from continuing to walk this path. Let our mind be equal, be open, be equal like the land, like the sky, very open, always equal, always supporting, always covering, be always supporting, be always loving the others. And then I think there's Buddha's heart as our heart, and there's Master's mission as our mission. Thank you so much. This is my sharing for today.
Have Sister Elfie, EFFIE, she will be sharing.
I come again because I come again and find there's some difference because it's like a video. So I didn't know it's a live Shinfa Xiang, it's a live thing. So I said,
it's okay because it's too soft. Here we can see.
So I came again, I sit at the back again for I think 6 months without understanding anything. But something struck me, you see. I had a dream one day, which I didn't come. One day I didn't come. I had a dream that I saw Sangren speaking from very soft to very loud. I woke up and I rushed out. I thought, how come Sangren come to my house? How come? So I rushed out and see, then after that I forgot about it. Then I came again. The next time I came again, continued to come, but it's a video. I didn't know without realizing anything. Until there's a word that struck me that when we pass away, we'll come back to this world. And it's a karma. So I got frightened because I do not know anything about this before. And he said, during the Sangren's preaching, she said that we may be in a human realm or in the animal realm. That's what some words that I can catch about. So I thought, oh my God, I will be in a human realm. So the next morning I put into practice when I was driving again, is the traffic light, I keep on thinking, green, I go, green, I go, red, I'll turn back. So it's green, green, green. Then later I saw a dog walking. So I said, oh, there's someone say I can be a dog, no, if I didn't behave my karma. So I watched the dog as I drive into the Qingsu Hall. So this gives me the drive me to come to learn more, to come to Xin Fa Xiang, because I pick up bits and bits, a little a day. Like they have to do good things to have a good lifestyle or what in our future life, do not have bad karma. Then there's one day, because I do not know anything about this Lotus Sutra, I didn't know it's a Lotus Sutra, it's a Sutra itself. I didn't know anything, very blurred. So one day I heard something like, don't stop, keep moving. Then I was wondering, why keep moving? Go where? Go where? After listening that morning, that a few times repeated for I think 3-4 days in April or May 2016. Then immediately after Xin Fa Xiang, I experiment it. I walk from the gate from this Qingsu Hall. I walk, it's quite dark, so I start to walk. After a few steps, it's like what Sangren said, you have the fear in you. And as you walk, you look the both sides, what you see, and do you want to turn back? how to turn back. I already walked halfway. Then I was thinking halfway want to turn back also very difficult. So these are the experiences. I put in what I learned from the Xinfa, what I pick up, I put into practice. So I start to be more diligent to come again to learn to listen again, because it really helps me in transforming my life. Then there's one day while on the way to Xinfa, actually I come in the beginning first 6 months, it's not very often, on and off, I will have this kind of mind like I want to sleep, I don't want to come, I don't want to sleep. So it's after I remember that dream that I have, that master was saying from very soft voice to very loud, very loud, that made me that one run out. Then but I could not comprehend that she is Shangren. I didn't know that time she is Shangren. I didn't know at all. So later, there's one day, because driving in the dark at 5:04 something to here, it's very dark and lonely, I'm afraid. And there's one day, one car blocked my path. I was keep thinking in my mind is that I just want to reach this place. Because it's Xinfa Xiang, in my heart it's saying, Xinfa Xiang, I'm late already, please go. But this car was blocking me quite far, quite distant, Then, but I discovered something that I didn't get annoyed. I didn't get angry, just waiting, and then suddenly it dawns on me that why I'm so patient. I've never been so patient before. So I say I'm very thankful to have gone through Xinfa Xiang. So I was sitting at the back for 6 months, right? Then later I moved to the front. I enjoy already, started to enjoy because I understand, because Master was saying that your karma, the 6th rank, because I don't want to be in this situation anymore, I asked myself. So I sit second row. Then the impact was even greater. You can see and feel. I can feel Dharma. I can feel Shangren's, whether she's her voice is a bit high or a bit low, or equal, or she's coughing or whatever. So that impact me. Then give me a very joyful way, why I want to continue. Because so coincident that time when Master said it happened, the Tainan earthquake, and my dream quite nearby there. So she was saying one phrase, "Oh, are you all feeling so cozy in your underneath the blanket?" So I thought she was talking to me, because I'm so reluctant to come. Then so when the way she speak all these things, like she's telling me that don't stop, because I always want to stop coming because too early. Then I find that there is a transformation in myself. Like, why Master can speak about biology, science, astronomy, geography? How come? So it amazes me that in this 1 hour I can learn so much from this Master. Then gradually only I realized this is a life Master is sharing the teaching life note, because November, December, January, February, if not mistaken, I do not understand the time. It's like a video, there's some English subtitles. So I pick up a little one word by over there, but not knowing about Dharma. So after that, we have this English Xinfa Xiang from Hualien, Brother Joe. That even helps a lot to understand. So that generates even more interest, So I continue. And from the back going to the front. So I settle at the front already now. And then each time I find that there's a difference now when Shangren give Xinfa Xiang. Last time she used to say, "Toh Yung Xing" at the back. Lately, Toh Yung Xing to me that time is I didn't Yung Xing because I only thought of going back. Now, when Shangren ended the Toh Yung Xing, I'm still waiting for her to continue. So there's a change, there's a change of expectation to listen to this Xinfa Xiang. And then now I enjoy the Xinfa Xiang every day because I grow. From, let's say, Master was saying that people, matters, and issue of the day, interaction with people, we bound to have difficulties, encounter unkind things, So I practice again. I practice after listening to Shangren. I try to practice when I face this kind of situation. From being angry for a month, reduce it to half a month. From half a month, reduce it to a week. From a week, reduce it to 1 hour. From 1 hour, I reduce it to 15 minutes. Now I'm 0. I look beyond. So I think this is an achievement, personal achievement in myself, that I do not take things so personal. So, and then there's one day when Brother Joe was saying something, I think July or August 2016. Suddenly he mentioned something like Sangren said, always say life, life is impermanent. Because I always think life is impermanent, I couldn't understand, even though I'm English educated and read a lot of books. And I bought a lot of English books for Sangren one, but I cannot understand. But gradually, when life is impermanent, strike me when Tainan earthquake, Ecuador earthquake, Japan earthquake at the time in April. So that I believe that what someone said is actually happening. So I tend to be very cautious and take into heart what the preaching is all about every day. Making sure that I can pick up, making sure that I'll practice what I heard or I learned during that day. One word, one phrase. One word, one phrase Master ever said. If you don't understand, if you catch one word, that is good enough. So I've been practicing that. So my growth, my journey during this Xing really helps to transform me, rediscover, total change from being very petty, very arrogant, very boastful, think that I know everything. But in fact, I do not know anything at all. Through this Xing I think for 12 months, if you minus the minus Sangren not in abroad, not giving those Xing I think it's about 12 months, I gained very much a total transformation, like how many years ago, So very beneficial. I'm very thankful for the English. And now I participated in the translation and editorial role 2-3 weeks ago. First, I feel very nervous, panic, because I can only absorb 50% until now because of the language. Then second time last Wednesday when I edit, I feel I learned something that I can be very relaxed. Third time, so we do it as a part 2. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Sister LP. I think she's so passionate, and we can see her growth in Tzu and through Xing. And we'll hear to her sharing on the next part 2. In part 2. So because of time factor, we will pass back the session to Brother Joe. Oh yes, Brother Joe.
So thank you so much, Sister Abby, for the sharing. And I invite Master Fang to take feedback.
Hi, morning. Brother Zhou is not in Hualien now. She's not in Kaohsiung having a meeting. So just a few of us are here. So thank you for Sister Effie giving us such a sharing. So as we know that the Wondrous Dharma, which is when we listen, even though one word must be mentioned, if we can accept and willing to do according to the word that we have, touch us. So we keep putting into the practice. So and it's applicable in our daily life and it's useful. Then that's called Wondrous Dharma. So we keep attending such a good Xing this kind of program. So now should we go for the question that been posed a few weeks ago that we last week or the 2 weeks ago? So I'm going to answer the number 2, the question. Okay. So this warrant is asking how they can do since they're still in the learning stage, and how they can help or guide or teach others. What they understand may not be those taught by the master. Even though the same phrase taught by master, maybe for our listener, we have a different view or a different understanding. So and they are asking how can we do it without giving any false teaching to others. But our intention is sincere, but because of our wrong understanding, we have given the wrong teaching to others. So there's a few questions they're asking. So for my personal view, I think it's very simple. Since we all are in the learning stage, and Master, she's tiredness every day, wake up in the morning and give us such a wonderful teaching of the Sutra, and give us a definition of the meaning. So I think it's good. We can invite, if those who haven't joined the Shinfa Xiang, we can invite them to join with us, and we can learn and listen together. So we can keep improving in the same way. So for those, if possible, maybe after we attending the Shinfa Xiang, the Wisdom and Tao teaching, after Master finished the teaching sharing, so maybe we can have a very short time of discussion group within our members. So maybe we can share what I have heard, or what I can get touch of the words that read out by Master. So through this sharing, so maybe others, they can give some comment or feedback, whether we listen correct, or we get a true understanding or not. So I think maybe there's another way for us to improve our wisdom. And of course, as Master's been mentioned, if we really want to share Master teaching to others, and Master be saying, we can use explain to them through the sensible example that suit our modern times. Because we know that if we talk in a deep or abstract way, which is people cannot understand. So I think it's very hard to convince people to follow us to go to the Buddhist path, because it's too deep, or it can't apply in our daily life. So maybe they think what you say is good, is wonderful, but I think we can't do it because, and this is impossible. So we try to give them, to share with them a very simple a method that we can use in our daily life. So this is a Dhamma is very simple. It's not too profound. Profound is just like we use different way to explain. And another one is like must have been saying, maybe we can like talk about how you yourself have changed after listening to Dhamma, and you have changed your behavior and the tendency habitual. So I think there's you share what you have changed. Some people maybe will think about, hey, I also want to follow your step. I also try to change my bad to good. So this is another way you share your own story about how you've been changed from the bad to good. So sharing is not necessary to give a very deep from meaning, which is people cannot understand, and you can just share through your own personal experiential understanding. So, and another one is like, through this one, we speed up with not faithfully and nothing ostentatious the meaning to people. I think this is what we call the honest cultivation. Yeah. So we are sincerity and to share. So it's very honest in our heart, and it's a very simple cultivation true for us as well. And another one, because she said she worried about that the master teaching is too far beyond her level or him level. I think in learning the master teaching, we or understanding the master's teaching, I think we must spend time keep repeating, listening to Dharma lecture. Even though we listen to the Dharma every day in our abode, I think include me. I also always asking how much I have received and I apply in that and put it into practice for my own. So I also always keep remind myself we have to be careful on every step that we go. Even though every single words there I want to speed up, instead I have a positive thinking, or if I give harsh treat to others. So I also keep reminding myself. So don't worry, because the master teaching is very simple. So, and because the master is still very concerned about us, do we practice every day after listening? So, she keep repeating these few days, keep mention about the 4 practices, which is we listen to the Dharma, and we have to be patient, and we must have our spiritual cultivation to practice in a long duration, and we also have to respect and through our actions, and also we have to be non-intermittent complainers, uphold the presence, so that we will walking on the broad and straight path of the Bodhisattva. So I think this is what I can share for this question, and hope it can help the person who are asking this, and I hope she can hear about this, and maybe can a little bit can help her to more understand that Bodhisattva path is not too far for us to work on. So it's very simple. Just like do what we say, or say what we do when we want to share to others. So we can start from what we have been changed right now. So thank you, and I'll pass it to Brother Yoping to answer the other 2 questions. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Because I think the time is already rather late. So maybe we shall be sorry again. Let's have the last 2 questions next week. Would that be okay? So thank you all for today. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Sifu for the guidance and wisdom. Thank Brother Joe for sharing. With that, we will look forward to the next session next week. Before we go off, let's then pay respect to the Buddha and the Master with the 3 bows. Put your palms together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. And 1 bow to the Sifu for the guidance.
Thank you, everyone. See you next week. Bye bye.